What's up,
Hey,
kids?
hello,
Hey,
hello. Merry holidays and happy Christmas.
hey, kids.
The Mark
Um,
and JD podcast episode 87? 87. 87. Yeah, definitely 87.
87. Um,
87. We wanted to hit 100 by the end of this year, but that didn't happen.
not unless we do another, 12 shows in the next, whatever it is. How many we got?
Not going to
10
happen.
to
But,
10 days.
things change, life changes, and things happen, and our schedule is a little wonky these days. But, it is what it is, right? Like, we're here. It's all good. Been a while since our last.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of shit's happened since then.
A
I don't
lot of
remember
shit has
what.
happened. Do I sound better now? Am I still loud?
You're
Like
good.
I'm
I think
yelling?
I think you're good now. It
Okay.
was like there was like a weird buzzing sound. I don't know if anybody else heard it. It was just me, but
You can still hear it, do you?
no, it's not. It's weird. Like when you're talking, it kind of like comes in and out, like almost like your mic's cutting off and on.
That's definitely weird.
It is like a little buzzing sound going on. I don't. It's not like a loud buzzing sound. Now it's even worse. Don't do it.
the inputs and the outputs here. I don't know why it's so funky.
I don't know. All right, it's fine. You're good. You're good now. Just leave it.
There's a whole buzz through the whole thing.
Well, it can't be worse than the time you started the show off on auto tune.
That was amazing. It's so funny because if it wasn't for your brother or somebody told us like Mark's on auto tune,
Yeah,
like I
somebody
did
somebody in the
20
chat,
minutes of it. 20 minutes of it.
and that was a
That's
good fucking episode too.
It's ridiculous.
That was the rules of podcasting episode.
Yeah, and I made Cardinals. I broke one of the rules, like fucking auto tune on a podcast. That's terrible.
Basically,
Anyway,
Kanye West.
I know. Well, we're not.
Well, no, you can't be Kanye West because you're actually a Jew. So
Yes, no, we're not talking about Kanye. No, sir. No, sir.
he doesn't deserve our time anymore.
No, he does not.
He's kind of an idiot. Not kind of. He
Yes.
is an idiot.
Yes.
It's
A lot of other
Christmas
stuff to
time.
talk about.
Yeah. Did you see? So I sent you a link to somewhere, and I just looked at for myself on Instagram stories for Mr. CM Punk, and he was backstage at AEW last night, apparently.
I don't know if that was AEW last night, but that's an old picture, I believe.
Is it?
But he's starting to post pictures with him and FTR.
Yeah.
And then with the hashtag CMFTR, which is great.
Yeah.
I
always like
dude,
FTR.
there's money to be made if they can put aside their differences. There's so much money to be made from that feud.
Come on,
from
FTR
anything.
and Punk versus the Elite. Let's go. I'm in on that. Like, yeah,
I don't know who to believe at this point. There's so many conflicting stories, and the Elite's feeding Meltzer all this info.
That's why we talk about that pretty consistently. How much of a homer he is for those guys because they're the only ones who give him stories.
Right.
He's just and then
Jericho
and I don't appreciate the homers, man. I never did. Like he's just a fucking. I don't know. I never liked him anyway, personally.
Of all the journalism out there, wrestling journalism is like the worst.
Most of it's bullshit.
It's so terrible. Like there's this innate need for wrestling fans to know every little thing that's going on backstage and behind the scenes and power structures and all these things. Why? Why is that?
I don't know why people need to know. I used to like knowing what was going to happen. Like I used to like knowing the outcomes. I didn't care about all that other shit until recently, like when we started actually deep diving into this crap. But like I used to like knowing.
It's
like I remember
not knowing. I think
I remember when Steve Austin won the Royal Rumble the Royal Rumble. Yeah, it was the Royal Rumble, and like the results, like somebody leaked the results, and I was like, oh shit, he's gonna win. I was like 12 or whatever it was, and I was like, maybe
that was before the actual event.
Yeah,
I mean, you can most of the years you can kind of guess who's gonna win.
Yeah, I mean, you can go forward and kind of look at it. Like when Triple H won that year with the belt or whatever, it was kind of stupid. Nobody would have guessed that shit. But like, yeah, you probably looking back, you probably could have guessed it. But I would have if I was like 25, I would have put money on that shit. I'm a,
most years you can kind of tell like who's about, like when Nakamura won, it's like, okay, well, we're definitely getting Nakamura versus Styles.
that was a
Like
fucking waste.
well, I know that's because they didn't let them do what they probably should have done. But
Mhm.
most years you can kind of tell who's gonna win, especially the women's. Like the women's one, you can definitely tell who's gonna win.
Yeah, generally.
This year, I honestly, with Triple H there, I have no idea who's gonna. I have no idea.
It just depends on who they want to push, and they just lost. Like, well, they just released Mandy Rose for a pretty good reason, probably. But
Not probably. Well, I mean, for her,
for
she's
her,
probably like,
maybe
"Yep."
that. She's like, I don't give a shit.
It
Fuck
got her
that.
name out there, and the fact that she has a fan time.
Yeah, I don't even know what fan time is. I've never
Is
heard
that
of
what
that.
it is?
But
Fan time?
God bless America, Mark.
Only fans
Um,
for sports people or something? I don't get it.
I guess whatever. I know she's like a bodybuilder or whatever.
I
Well,
guess Bianca's a bodybuilder.
I don't. Is she actually a bodybuilder, or is she just
Yeah,
fucking jacked?
She competed in something recently. She's fucking jacked.
She is super jacked. I don't know.
She
I don't
can
understand
lift like her and Becky. They're fucking strong as shit.
that. I know.
But anyway,
Fucking crazy.
I don't know. Like, obviously, the winner's going to face Roman because Roman's double champ.
And he's never going to lose, apparently, ever.
I mean, who do you push to face him? He's got
Logan Paul. I can tell you that much.
No, I mean, Logan Paul already faced him, so
And that was an okay match. I'm not gonna lie, but like, dude hurt every fucking bone in his body pretty much through that match. Every tore every tendon.
Mhm.
You know, he's not built for that shit. Not like
who do
everybody
you
else.
push to fight him right now?
I would honestly probably put it on AJ Styles at this point. Let's do it again.
You think so?
Do AJ Styles or do Finn Balor. I mean, he was a Triple H guy. Kevin Owens. I mean, come on. There's so many guys that still haven't got the chance because they were pushed down by the stupid regime that you have to be big and fucking sweaty. You know, I like Kevin Owens is pretty big and sweaty, but he's not big and sweaty in the way they like.
Well, he's slimmed down actually a little bit recently.
He did. He's gotten a lot grayer over the years too. Holy shit.
Do you build up the bloodline
I think
storyline to end at WrestleMania, or because it's got legs. It still has legs.
That bloodline shit can run forever at this point. It's like
at some point Sammy has to turn, or Roman has to turn. Somebody has to turn.
Yeah, I mean the way they treat what's his name, Jey Uso, the whole time, it's fucking hilarious.
Somebody has to turn. Are they building towards that at Mania? Like it has to, I don't think that's going to go another year. I don't think it can. A whole year.
Either that or they're running into the ground, one or the other.
You don't see a long term storyline in WWE. Even the Bret Hart Austin storyline didn't last that long.
But I can't see them doing Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns and then making it believable because they've made Sami Zayn into such a joke. Not unless he goes back to being like, even when he wasn't, like they always treated him kind of like a joke. You know what I mean? He never was like the contender guy, not like Kevin Owens was, the prize fighter, that kind of shit.
Right, but do you have Jay turn on him and help Sammy win?
Maybe you turn everybody against Roman Reigns.
Kind of like he just pisses them off and like they're done.
It could be. I mean that would work too. I don't know why you'd get rid of it anyway. It's a powerhouse of a stable. Instead of what you need to do is create another fucking stable to go against them.
Well, they've been trying to do that. They got Judgment Day.
That fucking stable sucks, though. Oh, it's so bad. The people in that stable.
Hold on. If you take out Dominic, the stable is better.
Oh yeah, Dominic's terrible, but he should be like
they're trying to push. He's terrible.
He is fucking awful. But like, add another person in there, get somebody else in there. You know, have Bray Wyatt create his own stable. They're trying to.
I mean, they are slowly.
Oh my God, so slowly
building it. I was watching SmackDown because like you should tune in. You're gonna see something. And I'm like, all right, I'll turn it on for a little bit. And I turned it on right when Bray had come out. I'm like, oh, who's under the mask? They didn't show me he was under the mask. Like it's somebody. It's probably his brother.
Probably, yeah. That's the guess.
If I had to guess. But I don't know. I mean, what are they building here?
I don't know anymore.
Rock. They keep talking. It's gonna be Rock versus Reigns. I don't want Rock to win the Rumble.
You know, Rock's too busy making shitty DC movies, so we don't have time for that.
Yeah, speaking of transitioning into that was a great setup to transition into something else that we want to talk about.
I figured as much. We didn't talk about that at all because that happened while
It
we're
happened.
doing
Well,
a
right, and you've watched Black Adam. I haven't watched Black Adam yet. Oh,
yeah,
but speaking of none of the Rock's movies are my favorite movies. None of them.
no,
They're watchable,
they're just
but they're
they're
not
basic.
like the greatest action movies.
They're just basic action movies most of the time.
Pretty much, he does worldwide action movies, something that's gonna appeal to everybody around the world. Whereas your classic action stars from years past, they're not appealing to a worldwide base.
Like he does comedy okay. He does action comedy okay.
He
Like
does action comedy really well.
yeah, that's his shtick. Really, that's what he's really good at.
He like in Get Smart, he's great.
Yeah. What Central Intelligence with Kevin
Yep.
Hart is pretty good. I mean, that's another one. Stick to what you know. He was too like this movie Black Adam he was too serious, and there was like that's not
He's
him.
supposed to be a bad guy. Black Adam isn't a good guy.
I know it doesn't make sense that he's like that they created this whole universe around like him being they need him for the Justice Society of America. Like, dude,
It doesn't make any sense.
it doesn't make any sense. And why? Spoiler alert! That you should already probably know that doesn't matter anymore. But Henry Cavill's at the end. He's like this Easter egg. He's super.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Obviously. Everybody knows this already. It's not like fucking secret. The movie's out, so whatever. But he is supposed to be Shazam's arch nemesis, not Superman.
And he refused to do like a cameo in the next Shazam movie. Like, yeah, it's Shazam's Captain Marvel, Shazam, his nemesis. And I get like you want to maybe make him an anti-hero, but he's not he's not really a great guy to build an entire movie around. Like he can be a villain that is a gray villain, not just a totally evil dude. Like he wants to do best by his people, like
Yeah,
like a Doctor Doom kind.
They made it very much about that, like him wanting to do right by the people that died or whatever. And his family.
I mean, I'm gonna probably watch it here over the break. I've been watching a lot of things. I've been catching up on a lot of things I've been meaning to watch. And I asked my brother the other day. I said, "What's good? Like, what did you watch this year that I should go out and watch?" He's like, "Andor." I'm like, I know. I've heard.
I finally finished Boba Fett. Wasn't bad.
I'm like, I gotta watch. I gotta watch a lot of Star Wars before I get to that. He's like, you see Severance? I saw Severance. He didn't really shock me with anything like out of the ordinary there, but I saw everything everywhere all at once. It's a one-time watch kind of movie. It's really good. You don't need to watch it a second time. It's really good though.
That's what I heard. I heard it's really, really good.
And the fight scenes are fucking hilarious. I was dying at one of the fight scenes. It's fucking hilarious. It's good. It's watchable. It's not something that you can watch again and again. And I was thinking the other day, I was like, I think I need to redo my top movies of all time list.
I don't know if we have time for that on this podcast.
No, I'm not on this podcast. I'm just saying in general, like I need to go back and rewatch a lot of movies and figure out like what I consider to be the best. And also what defines the best? Is it the most rewatchable? Is it something that if it's on, I'll leave it on?
What's your number one?
Right now, probably The Usual Suspects.
Mine has been for the last probably 15 or 20 years. It's Gross Point Blank. Every time that movie's on, I can watch it. I don't care.
Right.
It's my favorite movie.
I mean, for me, I think I like High Fidelity more.
Yeah,
I have rewatched it. I've seen it like recently.
It was on TV the other day.
Yeah, I don't think it holds up for me.
I don't think so. Gross Point Blank does. There's really nothing in there that's like not that it can be taken out of context at any point. Like there's no dated references for lack of a better.
Yeah, I mean, even High Fidelity is getting undated. Like it was dated 5 years ago, but it's not as dated now, which is weird.
Fucking hipsters are out there. That? It's ironically because that's how the world is now. Everybody's buying fucking records again. Like what the fuck?
And making mixtapes with cassettes.
I don't even have a cassette player in anything.
I know. People fuck? I think the hard turn into digital is moving people back into wanting physical media of
Like
things.
retro shit. They're pushing people back to retro. That's what it
Right.
is.
But
Very strange.
I need to think of parameters on do I consider it the best film ever made on a technical and storytelling point, or is it the most watchable? Or do I need to have two separate lists?
I think your most watchable list, like the movie that you could sit there and watch every single time it's on. Like for me, that is Gross
Clerks,
Point Blank. That's Clerks. That's Fight Club, which is a good one for me. I don't know, not for everybody, obviously.
Shawshank.
Shawshank is probably not in my top 10.
Really? Shawshank's so good.
It
so
is good, but I don't think I can sit there and watch it every time.
If it's on, I'm gonna leave it on. Die Hard.
Die Hard obviously is on there. Gremlins is on there.
You love Gremlins. You have
I do love
love for Gremlins.
Gremlins, Back to the Future's on there. Like that was on the other day. I put it on. I just watched it. I was like, "Fucking Back to the Future." My kid loves Back to the Future. He loses.
Was it the first one?
Yeah, he loses interest in it after about like an hour. But then
no, my kid loves. He loves Back to the Future too.
But your kid's a lot older than mine.
Yeah, that's true. He has started watching more movies recently, so maybe it's time to get him into a lot more different things. So yeah,
do that.
I mean, he did go as Marty McFly. He did go as Marty McFly for Halloween. A lot of people had no idea who he was.
Yeah, no kidding. I knew who he was, but your wife didn't even know, did he?
No.
Did she?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of movies that I could watch like right off the bat. Die Hard, I was watching the other night.
So let's make that a Christmas assignment. What's your 10 most rewatchable movies?
Do that.
And I want to hear from the listeners too.
Listen.
I want to hear. You could tweet at us, Mark and JD on Twitter. Or on Instagram. We'll leave a post. What are your most rewatchable movies? As in, if it's on, you'll watch it till it ends. If you're flipping channels or you see that it's on. Like, obviously, for us, we don't watch a ton of TV. But recently, if I'm bored and I'll like look, or if it's on Netflix, and be like, "Oh, I haven't watched that in a while," I'll watch it. Like that kind of rewatchability.
I think Deadpool, the first one, might be on there. One of my faves.
A lot of comic book movies are in the most rewatchable for me.
Whatchamacallit? Homecoming was on the other day, and I watched that.
It's still fresh, though. It's still new and kind of fresh.
I think my kid... that was 2 movies ago, right? That was like the first one. That movie came out...
Oh, it's right. Not Far From Home. No, what's the newest one?
Far
From Home?
No. No Way Home.
No Way Home. Sorry. I got them all confused. I guess so. I think I've seen it once. There are a lot of movies I've only seen once, too. I haven't rewatched.
We've watched No Way Home again since we saw it in the theater, but I don't remember if I've seen the second one, Far From Home. I don't know if I've seen that multiple times. And it's weird because that builds the entire story for No Way Home, that movie. So obviously, but I'm saying they build that movie with the end, the exact ending of that movie. Like
Far From Home and Away From Home are the 2 biggest Marvel builders in the last couple movies, because it sets up so much, not just in Spider-Man.
No, it's everything.
Right?
Who knows what that rest of that universe looks like now that nobody knows who he is.
Right, because like the first one is the kind of one where it's like, it makes it seem like there's like this teases the multiverse, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not actually true.
Yeah.
Then the second one is like, hey, multiverse.
What movie was kind of a letdown? Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
No, it was good. It was good. I haven't rewatched it, obviously, but it's still good. It's okay. Better than anything DC has done other than the Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that 100%. But
Shang-Chi is probably the unsung hero of the Phase 4.
Yeah, that movie's fucking phenomenal. I don't know why.
It came out of nowhere.
It has no right to be as good as it is, honestly.
The fight scene on the garbage. The fight scene on the side of the skyscraper.
Oh, man.
It's one of the best.
What was the other one that came out? Eternals came out this year too, right? Or was that last year?
Eternals, yeah. And obviously I haven't seen Black Panther. Thor is on my watch list. Haven't seen that yet. But yeah, Eternals. We don't talk about Eternals.
No, we don't.
Loki's also. I mean, the show, obviously.
Yeah, show. Bullet Train came out this year. That was a pretty good movie.
I started it.
It's
I fell asleep.
it's slow going at first, and it
Is
picks
that
up.
the problem? Okay.
It's a little slow going, but it does like a lot of shit happens. I don't know why, but a lot of shit happens in that movie. Like where it's just like
everything.
characters are in that movie.
Yeah, everything everywhere. Also starts really slow. Like it takes like 30 minutes before it really starts kicking in. Which I don't mind like a slow. I don't mind like nothing. I think we're kind of spoiled by the fact that the big Marvel movies, Endgame and Infinity War, they are not slow starting movies.
No,
They fucking hit you in the first 10 minutes and they don't stop.
no, it's like bam, 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 bam throughout
It
the
like
entire movie.
ruins watching other movies because they're like 3 hours. They don't feel like they're 3 hours, and it never lets off the gas except for like a couple of minutes here and there. Just to talk about the plan.
Yeah. You know what other movie came out this year that was god awful? Morbius.
I started that and I couldn't finish it.
So fucking bad.
But I do need to finish it.
Trying to think what else. I'm looking through the list of like stuff that came out this year. Trying to keep it to like stuff that was like in theaters. Like the Batman came out this year. That was pretty good. I know. I mean, I know.
Watched, oh shit! The Sam Rockwell movie that just popped on HBO Go.
HBO Max.
It had like a weird name.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forget.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's God damn it! I still gotta watch Clerks 3.
See how they run?
Yes, 3 by my See How They Run. It has such a great premise. It starts off strong, and then it just drags on for way too long.
There's like nobody in this movie other than Adrian Brody. I guess Bruce Wilson's in there, but and Saoirse Ronan, whatever her fucking name is.
Saoirse.
Saoirse? Is that how you say her name?
Yeah, Saoirse. I watched Barbarian. Also, that's on HBO.
That's the one that's the prequel to Alien.
No. Barbarian has nothing to do with
That's Prey, yeah.
And that's Predator, not Alien. But whatever. I haven't watched that. Don't watch any. If you're going to watch Barbarian, it's kind of a horror, but not like a true horror. Don't watch any previews for it. Just go in blind. I had no idea. I was like, I heard it was really, really good. Okay, you can do that. Just go if you're gonna watch it. Go in blind. Don't watch the preview. But there's a lot of things like I still need to watch. I still need to watch. What was it? Hold on, I had it here on my list here. Oh, The Black Phone. I still need to see.
That was pretty good. Clerks 3 was good.
There's a couple others I'm thinking that I haven't seen. I just haven't had time.
Lightyear. My kid loved Lightyear.
The Beavis and Butthead movie I heard was really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
Chip and Dale. Like, there's a lot of stuff I got to catch up on.
Chip and Dale is great. I love that fucking movie. What a weird fucking movie that is.
I got to watch that The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah, I watched like half of that. Super drunk, and then I never made it back. I don't even know what it's
super drunk.
Super drunk. And it was really good for what I saw, but what's his name? The dude from Mandalorian's in it. Pedro Pascal.
Like I watched The Gray Man. No.
I watched I lost interest in it after about a half hour, 45 minutes. And I was like, this is boring. I'm going to turn it off for now. And I never went back to it. What a great cast, though, too. It's got a great cast. How do you fuck that up?
It's watchable.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But Uncharted came out this year, too.
Also had so many problems. I had so many problems with that movie. It could have been so much better if it wasn't Mark Wahlberg.
Well,
literally anybody else.
He is just Mark Wahlberg in everything he does at this point. I don't know how he's won awards.
He's supposed to be like an old, grizzled guy. He's neither.
Dude's fucking ripped. It's like he's 51 years old. The dude's jacked.
He's neither of those. Anybody else would have been better. But I don't think we can't sell them. We got to have Mark Wahlberg to sell tickets.
No, we don't. You have Tom Holland to sell tickets, man.
Do you though? Is he a movie star?
I mean, people went to see Spider-Man.
But they went to see Spider-Man.
I know he is
It could have been
Spider-Man.
anybody playing Spider-Man. I mean,
Nah,
for the most
I don't
part,
know.
it is anybody playing Spider-Man. When that mask is on, it's anybody.
So let's
It's not,
talk
probably
about
not him.
let's talk about Mark Wahlberg. What is Mark Wahlberg's best movie? His greatest movie?
I mean, the Departed, you know,
The Departed.
the Departed.
And he's leaning heavy into that Boston accent. We know that. But and he's from like shit Boston too. He's not from like nice Boston. He's from Dorchester. So he's from like shit Boston. Like where they film like fucking gangster movies and shit.
I mean, obviously that's his best movie, but I wouldn't call it I thought Scorsese movie.
Yeah, of course. And everybody in that movie is really fucking good. So I mean, you really can't pin it down.
Right.
He's in one of my favorite movies of all time. Another one of my top 10 that I can watch whenever it's on. And I haven't seen it in a really long time.
Let me guess. Three Kings.
That is up there. That's
I'm sorry. It's The Big Hit.
It's The Big Hit, yes.
It's The Big Hit.
Because which
I haven't seen in like 20. We talked about that a while ago. Because I brought up I had rewatched The Italian Job, and he's good in that. And fucking, what's his name?
Edward Norton.
Yes, he's such a dick in that movie.
Oh, I know, because he didn't want to be there.
I know, but it works. It works so much better that way. He didn't want to do it, and like you can see that he's just fucking pissed. But it works. I don't know why it shouldn't work, but it does.
Yeah, and he was in another video game adaptation. Do you remember what it was?
He was in Max Payne, which is awful, god awful.
Oh god, it's fucking terrible.
So wait, other than The Departed, what's his best movie? It's either The Fighter, or Ted.
Ted.
But
he didn't even win a fucking award for that movie. Fucking Christian Bale did.
Christian Bale was best supporting though, wasn't he?
Yeah, and fucking what's her name? The one who plays his mom. I can't remember her name. I just closed it. I don't know. God, Melissa Leo. Yeah,
Amy Adams is in it too.
It was nominated. I don't know if it actually won.
Bale won Best Supporting Actor. Melissa Leo won Best Supporting Actress. Amy Adams was also nominated as well.
That's fucking crazy that two people from the same.
That's a David O. Russell movie. That's not a Mark Wahlberg movie, you know?
No, and he's made some fucking bangers.
Like a Mark Wahlberg movie to me, Ted is a Mark Wahlberg movie.
Yeah, it is.
Like I know it's a Seth MacFarlane thing, but it's a Mark Wahlberg movie.
David O. Russell also made Three Kings. So I mean there goes that. You know, that's a fucking great movie.
Just like Shooter's a Mark Wahlberg movie.
Yeah, Shooter. I like the show better than I like the movie, to be honest with you. If I'm being honest, he also did. I mean, he's just a Mark Wahlberg guy, though. He's in
David O. Russell.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Well, Three Kings, The Fighter.
I Heart Huckabees.
Yeah, I Heart Huckabees. I don't know. Maybe not. He did American Hustle. That was a solid fucking movie too.
Is it though?
I liked it. I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time. I mean, it came out, 9 years ago? I haven't seen it in a while. I thought it was good.
I feel like I don't remember anything about American Hustle.
It's been so long since I've seen it. It's such a good cast. I don't know how it could be bad.
I mean, you say that about a lot of movies. There's a lot of movies that are bad movies.
David O. Russell's last movie is called Amsterdam. Another movie.
It's on HBO Max.
I'm going to have to watch it.
They keep pushing it. I've heard mixed things about it.
It's got a lot of people in it. A lot of fucking people in it.
I mean, that's what he does. It's Chris Rock is in it, and Mike Myers is in it. Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John David Washington is in it. Timothy Olyphant,
Robert De Niro, Taylor Swift.
Malek. Like, yeah, it's got a lot of things of mixed reviews from critics and a box office bomb.
Yeah, it's definitely a box office bomb.
It did not make any money.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's just weird. Period comedy thriller. Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, and John David Washington are like the main stars.
Is Christian Bale still a leading man?
I don't know anymore.
I feel like his last couple movies, like he's all of a sudden become Russell Crowe.
That was really funny. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Like all of a sudden, like Russell Crowe wasn't a movie star anymore. Like wasn't a top tier guy.
But he's still trying to be.
Aren't they in the same movie this year?
They were in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, right.
He played Zeus. And
Right. They're in
you
the
didn't watch.
same
I don't.
movie, and I don't feel like Christian Bale is a mega movie star anymore.
So he's in a movie directed by Scott Cooper. Comes out on January 6th. We talked about him before because he did something else.
The Pale Blue Eye.
Yes, he made that movie Antlers for Netflix, I think. But he also, it's Christian Bale, and then Gillian Anderson's in this movie. Other people too, but it looks like a very British movie. It's Edgar Allan Poe. It's about Edgar Allan.
Yeah, it's got like Edgar Allan Poe in it.
Yeah, Harry Melling, whoever the fuck that is, some kid. Oh God,
he's from Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I hate his face. Just annoys me.
Yeah, Robert Duvall is in it. God, he's still alive.
I thought he's
still alive. No, he's 91.
Shit. He's been married 4 fucking times. Holy shit.
Scott Cooper. I don't know. What is Antlers? I never saw Antlers.
He's 91. He's married to a 50-year-old woman.
You know, when you're 90, it's kind of hard to marry somebody else your own age. How long have they been married?
Since 2005. It's weird.
Okay, so he was 70 and she was 30.
Oh my God. She's only in it for the money, Mark.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Is Christian Bale? I don't know. Were we fooled into thinking Christian Bale was a mega movie star because of Batman?
Here's what happens. So a lot of like studios will see somebody like Christian Bale who makes a movie like The Machinist, where he like commits himself to this role, and it's like ridiculous, and they're just going to start putting him in more movies because they think they're going to get that same guy every time. But it's not. He did that for that role. So like when you put him in like a movie like 310 to Yuma, you're not going to get the same fucking Christian Bale. He was with Russell Crowe in that movie too. That's ironically enough. But like, you know, Laurel Canyon, which is actually a movie that I actually like that he's in, that I forgot.
I mean, that's pre-Batman Christian
Bale. He was American Psycho. I mean, he did all these movies before that, you know.
But like at one point,
the voice in Pocahontas.
He was like getting a Best Actor nod like every 3 years, you know.
And then
he was getting a lot of Best Actor nods, and like since The Big Short, he's been nothing but doo-doo. Really, Vice, I guess, would be his biggest.
His first movie after Dark Knight, the Batman trilogy, was Out of the Furnace. Which is
I've never seen it.
Another Scott Cooper movie, ironically enough, but like,
An American Hustle.
An American Hustle. But I never saw Out of the Furnace. I saw American Hustle. Exodus, Gods and Kings is like a fucking Ridley Scott disaster.
Well, they tried to build that as Christian Bale being a superstar without Batman.
Big Short, The Promise.
I mean, let's not get wrong here. Christian Bale is a really good actor.
Christian
Bale in The Prestige is fucking phenomenal.
Oh, man.
Very, very underrated movie. The Prestige is super underrated.
What was the other movie that came out with Edward Norton?
The Illusionist.
The Illusionist, yeah.
But there was a period out there where he was still doing other crap. Like he did the Terminator movie. He did like some other crap out there.
New World.
What the New World? What is that?
That's the one that's about. Isn't it about Pocahontas?
Oh, right. That was like right when Batman.
Yeah.
Like when that Batman came out, but like Rescue Dawn and The Prestige, 310 to Yuma, like he was doing all these not little, but like smaller movies where he was holding up the movie with his actual acting, not his presence.
I don't think there's any more movie stars. I don't think there is anymore. Tom Cruise, maybe?
Well, right. I was going to say Tom Cruise has proven that point maybe wrong, because I never expected Top Gun to do. I expected it to do okay.
It wasn't bad. It was a solid movie.
They were like, we're not going to release this movie until people can go and experience it in the theater. And I thought they were crazy for doing that. Like, you're going to hold this movie it was like 2 years. Wasn't it ready to go like in 2020?
Yeah.
Hold this movie for 2 years and then release it. And I'm like, people are gonna forget. They're gonna not care. No, absolutely 100% the right decision to make. And that movie did fucking bonkers at the box office.
I know. I don't get it, but it's also Top Gun. People needed something like
It's
that
still
to
not
like.
even on streaming. They're promoting it on football games coming Thursday, which is tomorrow when we're
Yeah,
recording this.
yeah.
Thursday to Paramount Plus. I'm like, oh shit! Like they're promoting it coming. It's been that long.
Yeah, it's been
It's like,
out. It was out for a
oh,
while.
like who? What movie doesn't come to streaming within like 2 months of it
Tom
releasing
Cruise
these days?
movies. I think he's probably. I mean, once he sold his likeness to be put in movies when he's dead.
Yeah,
So
he wasn't a movie star for a couple years, although I think it was the movies he was picking.
he picked some duds. What was that
Uh,
last samurai movie he made? Oh god.
well, no, Last Samurai is good. That's
That
like
movie.
way
That,
before
that
he.
movie sucks.
It was way before his comeback. I'm talking like early 2000s, late 2000s, early to 2010s, where it was that movie with Cameron Diaz,
Oh, night and day.
Night and Day. Okay, so we're talking 2010. So here after Valkyrie, which he did 2008 in Tropic, he was his cameo in Tropic Thunder. Night and Day, Mission Impossible 4, which was good but didn't like blow away the box office. Rock of Ages,
Ugh.
Jack Reacher, Oblivion, not good. Edge of Tomorrow, fantastic movie.
They're making a sequel.
Didn't make any money.
Wow.
Another Jack Reacher, The Mummy, American Made. Like there was a period in there where he wasn't a superstar.
The Mummy, I think, was his worst choice because they wanted that to be like a huge like series.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. Who else is in The Mummy?
No one.
No. Who else is in The Mummy?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
He plays Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
What the fuck happened to Russell Crowe?
I don't know. They're making Dead Reckoning Part 1 and Part 2 for Mission Impossible.
He was a movie star.
He was Was he a movie star or was he just a really good fucking actor?
Both.
I don't know that he was a movie star. I mean, obviously, Gladiator made him a movie star in some way.
He carried a beautiful mind.
I know, but I mean that's also not like
$300 million movie.
I guess, but does that movie make you a fucking movie star? I don't see a movie star being in like a fucking period piece.
He had Gladiator. I mean, we'll skip Proof of Life because that's not really that good. But Gladiator, A Beautiful Mind, and Master and Commander, which people forget.
Master and Commander was a weird movie.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
I think he carried those movies.
It's a little
and
long.
Then he kind of fell off and just started doing anything.
Yeah, he does kind of just do whatever the fuck now at this point.
Oh, and The Insider too.
Yeah,
Insider.
He was in Man of Steel.
Man,
he was in Robin Hood. He played
I don't know.
Robin Hood.
If you were like, okay, I have $100 million budget. Okay, I want to make as much as possible with this $100 million budget. And you can only get two big actors. Which two are you going to put in there to try and make the most money worldwide in this day and age? It doesn't matter what the movie is. It's going to be an action movie. Okay.
Okay. I think you have to go. One has to be Ryan Reynolds. I think he's the closest thing you have right now to somebody who can do both things. Plus, he's just a known name at this point.
Okay.
I don't know about the other one. That's a hard one. I'm trying to think. I'd like to see Brad Pitt and Ryan Reynolds in the same movie together. Maybe DiCaprio. I think that would be a funny thing to play off of each other. But I don't know. Even DiCaprio kind of makes weird shit now.
Technically, they have been in a movie together, by the way.
Brad Pitt, Deadpool 2. Yeah, I
know. Small cameo.
Apparently, he called in a favor for that one.
It's funny, though.
It is really funny.
Yeah, so that's who you'd pick? It's a tough question.
It is. He's also Russell Crowe's in Craven the Hunter coming up too, and whatever the Georgetown prop. Oh man, this movie's got a weird cast. Adrian Padstar. God damn.
I think I mean, I guess it really depends on like the script and all that. But I might also have to put like Robert Downey Jr. in there.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean,
Who's
it's
directing it?
kind of
If
like
I
what?
get if I get a Shane Black movie with Robert Downey Jr. and Ryan Reynolds,
Oh my god, greatest movie of all time. I'm in. Just I don't even care what it's
we're
about.
we're in. Right, we're in.
100% in.
But I don't know if that's going to be the biggest box office worldwide success.
So Robert Downey Jr.'s next movie is Oppenheimer.
Yeah, he's taking a break from like a lot of things.
I don't blame him. I mean, dude,
I
he's
don't
been
blame him.
trapped to Marvel for the last whatever 20 years.
I don't blame him at all. I'm just trying to feel like if you had to build, like you were trying to build a movie with stars, with names. I don't know if I can disagree with Ryan Reynolds. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
I'm trying to think of
The
somebody
problem,
else.
the problem is that you try to do that. They've already done that. It's called Red Notice.
I know, but you also had The Rock in there, and The Rock
Yeah.
just kind of overpowers every fucking scene he's in. And don't get me wrong, I love The Rock. I don't know if I love
And
him
Ryan
anymore.
Reynolds is just playing Ryan Reynolds in that movie.
I mean, he's fucking great. Who cares? I mean, that's the whole point. He's just playing around, and Gal Gadot's in it, and she's not bad. But like I said, The Rock overpowers every scene he's in. It's what it is.
Would you say like Hugh Jackman?
Maybe it'd have to be The Rock because I mean, everybody goes to pay to see what The Rock's in, you know. Which,
I guess.
mean,
Do they though?
I don't know. If Black Adam just doesn't look good. You know.
No, well, see, that's the thing. Nobody went to see it just because it had The Rock in it. It didn't really make that much money.
No, I mean, it made. Yeah, it was kind of a box office bomb, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were talking the other day about what other superhero movies have made more than that. Thor 1 and 2 made more money domestically than Black Adam. So it's not an automatic.
Its box office is what, 300, almost $400 million. I mean, that's kind of low considering. And I don't buy that the budget for that movie was anywhere from 190 to 260 million. I'm sorry. I'm not buying that at all. Fuck that. There's no way.
It's hard to find like who the highest grossing movie stars are because they're all in comic book movies.
I know.
So it's hard to find them. Like Don Cheadle is 17th all time.
Right now it says Harrison Ford. Can we just get Harrison Ford in every movie?
He's too old.
I know. He's great though. I don't fucking care. I heard they used a lot of like deep fakes to make the new Indiana Jones.
I'm fine with that.
I don't
care. As long as it looks good, who cares?
He should sell his likeness to make more Indiana Jones movies. That's what he should do. I would watch every other than the Crystal Skull movie was hot trash. They really tried to make Shia LaBeouf a movie star, and that did not work out for them.
Now that I said it, I really want a Robert Downey Jr., Ryan Reynolds, Shane Black movie.
Oh God, it'd be so good, so good.
And you know what? Let's get a crossover movie.
Shane Black's doing weird shit now, though, too.
Yeah, he is. He did the Nice Guys. Russell Crowe.
He did Nice Guys with Russell Crowe. I know. I saw that. And Downey Jr. is in that in like a really weird cameo. He hasn't done anything like lately, though.
The Predator kind of put a bad taste in people's mouths because of like they hired somebody who was like a predator.
Yeah.
A sexual predator, not a predator. There was.
I don't think I've ever seen
that. I've never seen The Predator. He hasn't done anything recently, so I don't know what he's up to. But I mean, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's in the top 10.
That's in the top 10. Yep, you're right, 100%.
That's in the top 10.
That is definitely in the top 10.
Man,
who was the predator in this movie? I don't remember the story.
I don't know. I don't know why they keep trying to make the Predator a thing.
No. But I mean, you said they hired a predator. Who was the predator? I don't remember this being a thing. I don't remember the story.
Wasn't there? Hold on, let me see. He hired his longtime friend.
I see it now.
And he is a registered felony sex offender.
Oh my god!
So he was only in like a small scene, but I think that kind of like. But yeah, 2018. What is he doing lately?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That would be a weird. If you're putting $100 million on the line, I don't know if Shane Black's your guy right now.
No, he's probably not. Honestly, it would have to be the Russo brothers.
Yeah, maybe.
If I'm
Although
although Gray Man, man, let's see,
with
it's
this
hard.
thing,
It's
well, the
hard.
Russo brothers are hit and miss, man. They did that movie with what's his name, um, Tom
What was the
Holland,
last?
Cherry or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah, but that
and that
wasn't designed to be a big movie.
no, but it didn't do well either.
What was the last original action movie that wasn't like a rock movie that did crazy money?
Trying to think.
A lot of them end up on like just going right to Netflix. Like Red Notice went right to Netflix. Well, that's a rock movie. What's the other one with Ryan Reynolds? It's on there.
Um,
The some
most
it's
re-
like a time travel movie.
Oh shit, I don't remember the name of it.
I don't know.
That was a good movie though. I liked it. I actually liked that movie a lot.
All right,
But
I have a list here. Action movies. Oh, this is just in 2010. I want the whole 2010s. The Expendables did a lot of money.
I'm sure.
That just had people though.
So Top Gun Maverick.
There's a
Top Gun,
sequel.
Top Gun Maverick is number 4.
That's a sequel.
No Way Home is number 3.
I'm talking original, not based on anything.
Okay. All right.
It's an original action movie, not a sequel, nothing.
Um,
That's a really tough question.
that is a tough question.
Not a comic book
I'm looking.
adaptation, just a regular, straight action movie that, I mean, Avatar kind of fits, but it's Avatar. So
It's
like they
Avatar,
really put
yeah.
like 300 million into it. Oh, I know
American Sniper.
no.
That's what it's saying right here. American Sniper is number 37, and it grossed.
John Wick.
Oh yeah, I get.
John
That's
there are
not
multiples.
that's not on
but
this list.
It should be. John Wick is the last truly original action movie that like kind of started thing. American Sniper was based on a book. And is it
Yeah,
an
that's true,
action movie? I think it's more of a drama.
I don't know. It says action, so.
Yeah,
But that movie only grossed $86 million. How is that the highest grossing action movie? Original action movie?
I'm not saying highest grossing. It's just an original action movie that started a worldwide, that started something on its own.
Okay. All right.
And yes, it only grossed so much, but it did so well like on at home.
That movie's produced by Eva Longoria, by the way. That is really weird.
Because like the first John Wick only did like 80 million box office, but like the third John Wick did crazy money.
I have to think too that these movies
300 million.
Once they went to like Blu-ray, whatever, people were like, John Wick's pretty cool. And then the second one comes out, holy shit. Now everybody's watching these movies, and then all of a sudden John Wick 3 comes out and everybody's going to the theater to see these movies. Because
Also, it's a rated R movie.
It is, and it's,
which you don't see
good.
a lot of.
It has such a weird cast too for these movies. Like,
yeah, but you know what? They work. It works.
Oh, it works so well. Like,
and the
John Leguizamo. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, I mean, John Leguizamo should be in more things.
Oh, he should. He's awesome, except for Mario Brothers movies.
We don't talk about Mario Brothers. But I'm trying to there's not really too many original action movies, so I guess it's really just luck. You couldn't say I picked this director, this star, and this person to get a guarantee. It's hard. That's really hard. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. They've been trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
They said, hey, Russo brothers, here's $100 million. Go build the best action movie and start a whole franchise. And they're like, okay. And we end up with The Gray Man. We end up with Red Notice. We end up with all these disappointing action movies.
Yeah, and I know they're going to make a Red Notice too, probably.
I think, right, because Netflix had a ton of people watch it. Is there too much pressure involved to try and do that? Or are we trying to force something that needs to happen organically, like John Wick?
I mean, I think you go into a movie to make the best movie you can, and then if something happens beyond that, that's what happens. Like John. I don't think the guy who created, what is it, David Leitch, right? Who did the first John Wick?
No, it's I think Chad Stahelski did them all, didn't he?
I know David Leitch is a producer on them. I think.
No, he did all three. Chad, he was the
Okay,
stunt
all right.
guy.
Okay, that's yeah. Okay, so I just saw his name on there. I wasn't really thinking about it, but I don't think they went into this movie. Maybe he had like a long stretching idea, but he's like, "Hey, I'm going to make this fucking action movie. It's a little whatever. We're going to pay 40 million, 30 million to make it, but it's going to be awesome." And then I don't think they went into it thinking they were going to make 5 fucking movies out of it. It just happened, organically happened. And they're really fucking good.
So, right. So to me, that says it's better to take 5, 20, 30, $25 million movie, 4 $25 million movies instead of $100 million movie. But that's not what we're seeing anymore.
No. And it's weird because John Wick, the first one, is rated lower than the second one and lower than the third one.
Because, I mean, honestly, it has gotten better.
They've gotten so much better. John Wick 3, John Wick 3 is 89. They're both 89. 2 and 3 are both 89. So they're both higher rated than the first one. And I think the first one is, because of what it is and because of what they created with it, is better than the second and third one. I honestly think that. But they're all good. Don't get me wrong. I would watch all of them. That's another movie that's probably on my top 10 lists. Probably John Wick 2. Probably 2.
2 and 3 are more rewatchable than 1.
Yeah, I like 2. 2 is really good. I'm due for a rewatch on all the John Wicks, to be honest with you.
It's such a good movie, and it's reestablished Keanu as an action man, which shows that you don't really necessarily have to have a guy like in the biggest, buffest shape if he just looks badass while he does it.
And he's a fucking hitman or whatever, you know? That's the coolest thing of all time. It fits my genre of stuff.
It does. You gross point. You love the hitman genre.
Big hit. I'm just a big fan of like hitman shit. I don't know why. I always have.
I get it. I mean, everybody's got their. For me, you know, it's time travel multiverse shit. You know,
I love time travel shit. Don't get me wrong. Like Quantum Leap was my jam. And
so wait, what did you think about Looper?
Looper's not bad. I haven't seen it in a really long time.
That's time travel and hitman.
That's a mind melding fucking movie though. Too.
Yeah, I know. But it's got your two loves there.
That is another movie though. You're talking about Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That's another movie made by Ryan Johnson or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
It's Ryan Johnson. Yeah. He made Brick, which is a fucking one of my
Knives Out.
Knives Out. But I haven't watched the second one yet. Have you?
Not out yet.
I thought it came out already.
No, I believe it's in theaters. Yes, but I believe it hits Netflix on Friday.
Okay, yeah, I knew it comes out soon. But yeah, he made Brick, which is that's in my top 10. I could watch that movie anytime. I love that fucking movie.
I have to rewatch it.
So good, such a good movie.
I have to rewatch that. But yeah, I'm just thinking it's hard. So yeah, top 10 most rewatchables.
Maybe Ryan Johnson's one of those guys that you give $100 million to and make him create something. He did it with fucking Knives Out.
Right, he did it with Knives Out 1, and then he got everybody to bid fucking crazy money to do Knives Out 2 and 3. What was the budget for Knives Out 1? $40 million.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You're so much better off in this day. Like, you might not get a big billion-dollar movie. And I think that's what these companies want. They want the big build. They want the big B. But I feel like you're so much safer. A $30, $40 million movie, well done, well produced, that gets 300 every day of the week, rather than maybe taking a $100 million movie, maybe getting 700 to like it's hard to get $1 billion gross.
He did his $1 billion movie though. He did Last Jedi. That was his $1 billion movie.
He was also going to do something else too, wasn't he?
He was, I think. I don't know what, but I remember him getting canceled for not making that. He made. Oh man, Brick is just one.
They wanted him to do episode 9,
and he was like, "No."
He's like, "I'm okay. I'm good." But yeah, he's done a lot of good movies, but he's only done 6. Not really many to choose from. He's also done 2 of the best Breaking Bad episodes.
Yes, I was just
directed a Terriers episode.
Yep.
I don't know. I think
I think
I
we could
think
give him $100 million, and he'd get a shit ton of people in his movie, and for cheap because they just want to do something with him. I mean, that cast is fucking awesome.
maybe. Yeah, you might be right there. I say, hey, here you go. Here's $100 million. Take whoever you want. I at this point I trust him. Like
Oh
take
yeah,
whoever you want. I don't know. We've said that. They say that with a lot of people.
I know.
Here's $100 million. Do whatever you want with it. But does he write his own stuff?
He wrote.
He writes his own stuff.
He
A
wrote.
lot of these guys don't.
Yeah, he wrote Knives Out and Glass Onion.
Like, did the Russo brothers do? Did they write everything?
I don't know.
They didn't write. Let me see. The Russo brothers. They didn't write Captain America's or they have like they're the directors of it. They didn't write.
They didn't write any of the Avengers shit.
Joe Russo wrote Extraction and The Gray Man, so maybe we don't trust them to write things.
No, directing they're pretty good. Christopher Marcus seems to be their collaborator.
Just like Christopher McQuarrie with Tom Cruise these days.
Yeah. McFeely and Marcus were the second and third most successful screenwriters of all time in terms of U.S. box office with $3.1 billion.
Yeah, I don't box office on whatever, because a lot of it can be just adaptations of big budget.
Well, movies. They wrote. They actually wrote The Gray Man, apparently.
Which is it's not like they had to come with it. It's a book series.
Yeah.
We're talking about Ryan Johnson, who's come up with 3 original big movies.
So apparently they script doctored Guardians of the Galaxy, which I don't know if I buy that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a little bit, very little bit.
They wrote Chronicles of Narnia.
I didn't know The Prestige was a book.
I didn't know that either.
I'm looking to see, because at this point, I think also Christopher Nolan is also one of those guys. You're like, here you go, here's $100 million.
Yeah, but
sometimes you get Tenet. Sometimes you get Tenet. Sometimes you get Interstellar.
Yeah, sometimes you get shit out of Christopher.
But you know what? They're not terrible. Like Tenet's not terrible.
No.
It's just like confusing.
Oh, it's super confusing.
You have to watch it.
I like it
right after you watch it.
But they gave him a shit ton of money to do Oppenheimer. Let's see how that turns out. Okay.
It's a hell of a cast.
I know, man. $100 million for that cast. So strange.
Robert Downey Jr., Matt Damon, Rami Malek.
Maybe this will bring Cillian Murphy back. He needs to come back and actually.
Well, he was doing Peaky Blinders.
I know, which is weird, right? Because they made him out to be the next movie star too.
I don't think he wants to be that guy.
He doesn't want to be that guy. But I mean, he auditioned to be Batman. Remember?
Well, he was a better Scarecrow than he would have been Batman.
Oh yeah, I agree. But I mean, he maybe he wanted to be, and then he said he saw like the kind of toll it takes on you. Maybe he doesn't want to do that shit anymore. Although I will say that Dunkirk is a phenomenal fucking movie.
I haven't actually seen it.
It's really fucking good. It's like a really, remember True Detective when they had that really track.
But the whole movie's like that.
Yeah, the whole movie's like that really long tracking shot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of really shot extensively. And
to me, a lot of war movies, not my jam.
Not a huge cast, like as far as like people are concerned, I guess, like that are in the movie the whole time. But like the main guys are like unknowns relatively. I don't know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Styles is in it, which is kind of weird, but it's got like Kenneth Branagh is in it, Cillian Murphy's in it, Mark Rylance is in it, your boy, and Tom Hardy's in it. But they're on it like kind of like.
Wait, who's my boy?
I thought Mark Rylance was your boy.
Why is he my boy?
I don't know.
Rylance? Because we have the same name?
No. Because we talked about him before. You were like, he came up one time, and you're like, he's in this.
He's in The Bridge of Spies, which is fucking great movie. Fucking really good movie. Came out of nowhere for me.
That's a good movie.
Anyway.
But anyway, Dunkirk's a good movie. I recommend it. Interstellar sucks. Inception is really good. He's made some good movies in between. Like the fact that he made these movies in between Batman movies is kind of fucking crazy. Like he made Batman, he made The Prestige. I mean, holy fuck. He made The Dark Knight. He made Inception. Holy fuck. He made The Dark Knight Rises, then he made Interstellar.
I mean,
Can't all be winners.
He's the only guy that I would trust to do like a weird movie with that kind of budget to try and be like Tenet. It's weird. It's fucking. There's so much going on. You got to rewatch it. I mean, Interstellar is the same way, and Inception might be rewatchable.
I haven't seen it in a really long time. I own it. I might have to check it out again.
It's just it holds up so well, and DiCaprio is so great, and that was like peak DiCaprio.
Oh, 100%.
Peak DiCaprio. And speaking of peaks, and maybe we'll save this for next episode. We're really getting kind of long here. But is Tom Cruise the first actor to have multiple mega peaks?
I don't know, because I think maybe DiCaprio has as well.
What's DiCaprio's peak? What his second peak?
I think he went from making like not family-friendly movies in the beginning, and he peaked at like Romeo and Juliet, and then the Titanic.
Okay, so
then he kind of came down. He kind of came down. He made Catch Me If You Can, remember? Mm-hmm. Which was kind of like that was another kind of like holy shit. Okay, this is a really good movie. Gangs of New York, The Aviator, The Departed. And then it kind of trailed off a little bit. He did some weird shit. Body of Lies is weird. Revolutionary Road's kind of weird. Shutter Island, kind of good. Inception, 2010, peak again. J. Edgar, The Django, Great Gatsby was kind of fucking shitty. Wolf of Wall Street.
Is that a continuous peak though? It's not,
no, there's peaks and valleys, man. Some of these movies suck. Like
I mean,
come on.
I wait. So you're saying Titanic and Romeo? Is that a peak? That's not Leo on his own.
No, but I mean,
his first peak is definitely Catch Me If You Can, Gangs of New York, Aviator, The Departed. Period. Yeah, that's a peak. Dude, that's 4 movies in a row. 4 fucking big movies in a row. I didn't like Gangs of New York, but I know a lot of people do.
I do. It's not bad. But then he made like these other movies that were like, what are you doing?
And then he goes. I mean, there's other movies mixed in, but Shutter Island, Inception, Django, Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep.
I actually like The Great Gatsby. It's not the best movie, but he's good. He's good in it. And then the Revenant is also kind of in that peak there too.
How do you first?
Those are the peaks for me. Like he just went on like a run.
How do you make a movie? How do you remake a movie that starred Robert Redford and Sam Waterston?
People forgot about it. That's why.
Fuck that. I would just re-air that movie because it's fucking phenomenal.
Baz Luhrmann wants to do a Baz Luhrmann movie.
And I will say that the Elvis documentary, or not documentary, Elvis biopic that they just made with Austin Butler was really fucking good. Really fucking good. He should probably win an award for it. He's phenomenal on that. Dude's got the voice down to a science. I don't know how the hell he did it, but that movie's really good. But his movies just kind of are fucking weird, man.
Tom Cruise's lull went on for a while.
Yeah, he made some shit.
And that's shit, but like it wasn't like superstar movies, you know? He had that early, he was like the first guy that was like, boom, $100 million, boom, $100 million, boom, 100. Like he was like that first guy that was like every movie was just making so much money. And then like he kind of took a break for a long bit and then tried to come back. After I think Eyes Wide Shut fucked him up for a while.
Yeah, probably. That was a weird time in his life, I think.
Oh yeah. Because if you look at the movies he was in, like right after Eyes Wide Shut, he did Magnolia. He did Mission Impossible 2. I think he was getting divorced from Nicole Kidman at the time. Vanilla Sky. Minority Report kind of brought him back up. But again, it was a Spielberg thing. Mm-hmm. Last Samurai, Collateral, War of the World. Like he was trying too hard.
Whatever happened to that movie they were going to make in space? Remember that?
Who?
Tom Cruise. They were going to make a movie in space.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
No.
Tom Cruise space movie. Hang on.
Man, Vanilla Sky. That's a movie I haven't talked about in years.
This is from October 11th of this year. Tom Cruise will hopefully become the first civilian to do a spacewalk outside of the International Space Station when he blasts off to space and shoot a new action movie with director Doug Liman.
Yeah, Doug Liman.
Edge
Born
of Tomorrow.
Identity.
Edge of
Born,
Tomorrow.
Born Identity.
Yeah, but also Edge of Tomorrow and American Made,
Yeah,
which is
not that great
two
movie.
Tom Cruise movies.
I get
American
it.
Made, that was another weird reach for Tom Cruise. Like I don't
Has
understand.
there has there been any? Speaking of Vanilla Sky, has there been any director who fell off the face of the earth as fast as Cameron Crowe did?
He just made some shit, man. He made some terrible fucking choices.
He went from Jerry Maguire to Almost Famous to Vanilla Sky to Elizabethtown.
I know. You know what the sad part is? I like Elizabethtown. I like that movie. It's okay. I mean, it's got a pretty good cast. I like it.
We Bought a Zoo.
Yeah, he just made some shit, dude. It's got Orlando Bloom, Kristen Dunst, Susan Sarandon, Alec Baldwin, Bruce McGill, Jessica Biel. I mean, it's got a good cast.
I know, but like, just look at those three before it, though.
I know. Almost Famous, Jerry Maguire, Singles, Say Anything. I mean, come on,
man.
No, I know. He fell off the side of the road and died.
Like he hasn't gotten a major nomination in 20 plus years.
No, and he probably never will, unless he just comes back to do like something very like even Vanilla Sky. I don't think Vanilla Sky was that good of a fucking movie. It was really weird.
It's really weird.
Really weird movie. Almost Famous is such like a good movie.
Peak early 2000s time where Tom Cruise was still kind of big and could sell something, and Cameron Crowe was coming off Almost Famous. Like there's just a lot going on in those early 2000s. There's a lot of weird movies. I'm talking like 2001, 2002 that nobody remembers, nobody really talks about, but made a lot of money.
And also, Jason Lee was in that movie. I forgot about that. It's also a remake of like a fucking English language. Spanish movie. Yep. Spanish movie.
It was a remake, but there's there's just a lot of movies from that year that nobody really talks about anymore, but were pretty decent successes.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Enemy at the Gates. Remember that movie?
Yeah, it's a good movie. Joseph Fiennes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
I'm trying to see what else came out in 2001. God, Driven. Oh,
that was a good one.
a Knight's Tale came out in 2001.
Movie sucks,
but it made a lot of money.
It did make a lot of money, but I was also like, can we say that was peak Heath Ledger?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that was like his time to shine right there.
Right, and then his second peak came right before he died.
Yep.
Evolution, good movie.
Oh, solid fucking movie. I said that might be in my top 10 actually, because I can watch that movie every time it's on.
Swordfish also came out in 2001.
Not a good movie.
No, but like I'm just saying, like, nobody talks about that movie anymore.
Isn't Swordfish the one where you see Halle Berry's tits?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's
the only thing people remember about it.
Right. So like nobody talks about it. They've made like $100 million, $200 million. Nobody talks about that movie anymore.
So from 2008 to 2009, they went from 5 movies to 10.
And Oscars, Best Picture.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No, I mean I vaguely remember it, but it's like, why would they do that anyway?
I don't know. Hardball with Keanu Reeves. Remember that movie?
That movie's okay. It's not good, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, just nobody talks about that. I'm trying to see like what else was really big that year.
Slumdog Millionaire in 2008. Nobody talks about that movie anymore.
No, nobody talks about Slumdog Millionaire. I'm trying to say like movies that made over $100 million. Box office gross.
How about Crash? Nobody talks about that either. And that
because it's a shitty movie.
Well, Paul Haggis is a shitty human being.
Traffic made $123 million. Hannibal made $165.
Crash won the Academy Award for Best Picture, by the way.
What did?
Crash.
Oh, it shouldn't have won.
Save
the Last Dance.
All right, if I'm being honest, there was no other movies other than maybe Good Night and Good Luck that should have probably won. Brokeback Mountain, I don't know if that should have won anything.
Probably should have won Best Picture that year.
No. I don't know. No. Have you ever seen it?
Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah.
No.
Me either. I like when we're talking about a movie we've never seen before.
I mean, but like...
I don't want to see it.
No interest in it.
No, and that's probably why it didn't win. Because nobody really had an interest in watching 2 cowboys fuck each other, okay?
Well, I mean, what else was it up against?
Capote and Munich. Munich maybe should have won.
Walk the Line wasn't even nominated.
Oh man,
In,
dude,
like in a 10 movie, like that's an automatic
think
nomination.
about 2005. Think about this. This movie had Eric Bana, Daniel Craig, and Syrian Hines. That's a pretty tight. That's a pretty tight top three right there. Maybe not Syrian Hines so much, but Eric Bana and Daniel Craig. That's pretty
What,
good.
in Munich?
Yeah, Munich. Yeah,
It's a Steven Spielberg movie.
I know, and that should have fucking won probably, other than fucking Crash.
Probably. That
Good
was
night.
a really
Honestly,
weak year.
it was. Good Night and Good Luck is a good movie too. It didn't make any money though. I like Good Night and Good Luck, but it was also black and white. It's kind of weird.
I liked it too. That's actually the only movie of those movies I've actually seen. I've never saw Munich or Capote.
I've seen Crash. I mean, Crash is a decent movie.
I'm trying to look. 2005 top movies.
Didn't even make $100 million. There has to be.
That was the year of 40-Year-Old Virgin.
It was also the year of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, well, we're not talking about other Star Wars Episode 3.
World of Worlds came out. King Kong, Madagascar, Mr. and Mrs. Smith came out that year, almost $500 million.
Not that good of a movie.
No, it's not. They're remaking it with Donald Glover.
Constantine.
Oh, Constantine is not a good movie either.
What? Constantine is great. You should rewatch Constantine.
I've seen it lately, but I mean, I'm saying like it's just not. It doesn't hold true to like. I don't know. After watching Constantine on Legends of Tomorrow and his own show, that guy was way better. And I think that if they let them if they do the show, if they do the movie the way it's supposed to be done, and he does it the right way, it'll be fine. I love Keanu Reeves. Don't get me wrong. I think he'd be awesome again doing it. But dye your hair fucking blonde and play the role you're supposed to play. Okay, and make it fun. You know, he's a quirky asshole. Make it fun.
Constantine is good. I think it's really good. That's just my 2 cents.
I think it's a good movie. It's okay. It's not great. I don't think it's great.
I just think
the imagination.
2005 was just a weird year.
2005 was a weird year.
What won the BAFTA best film?
This is almost like we should be doing our runner-up thing again.
Kind of, but like that year was you could do all of them.
I know, right?
You just do all of them.
Fuck, man. Hitch made $371 million, by the way. Fucking Will Smith. There was a fucking movie star for you.
Yeah, well,
Will Smith was a fucking movie star.
Until he started trying to shove his kid in everything.
Yeah, he was a fucking movie star. And he won awards, man.
Brokeback Mountain won the BAFTA for best film that year.
Didn't he win? Didn't he win for Ali?
What, best actor?
Yeah.
No, that's what the whole point was. Like, he wanted this year was his first one.
Oh. I don't remember.
Now we're all over the place. We probably end this because we're kind of getting pulled in 7,000 directions now.
We are going. So, what the fuck is Coda?
Coda? It's a movie. It's on Apple. That's why you haven't seen it.
Did it win?
Did it win Best Picture? I don't know. I don't really care who. I don't know.
Apparently it won.
It won numerous awards. It won Best Picture last year.
I've never even heard of this fucking movie.
Yeah, because who cares? I don't care anymore.
Is it even in English?
It's
in French. It's a remake of a French movie. I've never even heard of this fucking movie.
La Famille Bélier.
I've never heard of this movie before.
Children of Deaf Adults, Coda.
God, when did this even happen? What was the fucking Academy Awards?
Nobody watched it this year.
Nobody, apparently, because I remember I saw Nightmare Alley. That was a weird fucking movie. Licorice Pizza was supposed to be really good. But King Richard I saw. Dune I saw. Drive My Car.
I just had no interest in really watching it this year. Like, it just...
I watched like 20 minutes of Belfast and was really bored. Don't Look Up I've never seen.
Don't Look Up is okay. It's not that great. I don't know why so many people are like, oh, it's so great. It's too on the nose about everything. Like, look, you should... This is this. And it's so stupid.
Yeah, West Side Story.
I mean, it's a remake.
All right. Yeah, we are going off on a tangent here.
Tangents here.
Tangents here.
Okay. I got 2 assignments for you. One, build $100 million movie. No. The only time, Give me a top 10 most rewatchable. Okay, and listeners, you could tweet it at us, Mark and JD, or hit us up on our Instagram. Most rewatchable movies. I'm saying the best thing you've ever seen. There's plenty of best movies I've seen out there that I will never rewatch again just because they're hard to watch or they're one and done. You don't need to watch them again. I'm looking at you, Requiem for a Dream. Fantastic movie, not rewatching.
Now, movie's hard to watch in general.
Yes, some
So
movies
hard
are
to
just
watch.
hard to watch.
So hard to watch.
So
Most of
that's
his
what I want to
movies,
hear.
most of his movies are hard to watch, though. What's his name?
Yeah, they're not really rewatchable. Aronofsky.
Aronofsky. Yeah, his movies are fucking weird.
So that's what I'm not talking about. I want to hear the best movies you've ever seen. I want to hear your most rewatchable movies because that's a much more interesting list to me than what you think the 10 best movies of all time are. Because a lot of people are going to get those confused. Oh, yeah, Fast and Furious 5 is the best movie ever. No, it's not the best movie ever. It's not even close to being the best movie ever. But if it's your most rewatchable movie, I'm much more interested in talking about that.
Yeah, that's weird, though. Fast 5 is in your top 10.
I'm sure somebody, not me, I haven't seen it.
No, I know.
But there's got to be people out there who are going to put some movies like that in their top 10.
Very strange. Yeah, it's a weird conundrum that we're going to be living in here for the next
Conundrum. So you've got till the new year probably to get that list to us.
Yes, New Year.
And yes, I'm really interested in seeing what people's top 10 most rewatchable movies are.
Right on. Let's do it.
Do it. Again, Mark and JD on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, on Facebook. We're Mark and JD everywhere.
On the Chinese platform that steals all your information.
TikTok, which we have been getting very similar For You pages. It's quite creepy. And then all of a sudden, I found my way onto Jewish TikTok.
Well, you are Jewish, so I mean,
I know,
sense.
but
they know
all of a sudden, I started getting Jewish videos. So,
well, you liked one video, and that's what happens. You get.
I watched one. I know that's what happens.
You never watch it. Never watch it to completion, and you won't get all the fucking videos. I can't tell you how many times I've watched barbecue videos on my fucking TikTok, and now all I get is fucking barbecue videos. I did
that with Call of Duty when it came out a month ago, and then like the next 3 days was like Call of Duty. I'm like, oh my god, stop, please stop! I just wanted to watch one.
You watch one girl dance one time, and all of a sudden now you're in thirst trap TikTok. Okay, one time.
TikTok.
Oh, God.
One time. I mean, there are consistents in there. Like it knows I want to watch some videos from some people I don't actually follow. I'll watch them. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. One time.
There's a lot of people I don't follow that I see all the time because I watch their videos. I just don't want to follow them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I don't give a shit when their new stuff comes out. But like,
it's a fucking rabbit hole of shit, TikTok.
When it thinks that you all of a sudden have this interest in it, it's like when you shop on Amazon. Say, hey, you bought this random thing for your house. We think you'd like all these other random things for your house too. Like, no, I don't. I only need one thing of this. I only need one toilet paper roll holder right now.
They figured out the algorithm for TikTok.
Yeah,
they figured it out. Nowhere else has figured that shit out yet.
But make sure you follow us on TikTok. Watch one of our videos, and you'll get all the other recommendations on there. So that's where we are. And then Spotify is my main recommendation for where to listen to us. But you can listen to us on any podcast platform. Anybody, Amazon Music, Pandora, literally everywhere. And if you have a place and you can't find us there, let me know and I'll get us on there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
and
sir.
Who knows what episode 88 is going to be? I don't know.
Well, it could be before the new year. Who knows?
Who knows? But if not,
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Happy Hanukkah! Happy Hanukkah! Happy Kwanzaa! And Happy New Year if we don't catch you before the New Year.
Yeah, we'll probably catch you before the New Year.
You never know, Jim.
You never know.
You never know. We should do it just an ASMR podcast.
Yes, best friends forever.
Yeah, this is the ASMR podcast with Mark and JD.
Yes, Merry Christmas to everyone. So, speaking of Christmas,
all right, dude, go quickly.
So I bought myself some Christmas presents. Got a new cop.
You bought yourself some shit. How do you buy yourself Christmas presents if you have them now?
It's a brewmate. It's nice. And I got this hat a long time ago. Actually, I bought it, but I bought it for. I was like, I want this hat. I'm gonna buy it.
It's just a black hat with a skull on it.
No, I like it.
Cross.
Skull and crossbones.
Was it promoting?
Nothing.
You're poisoned. Your head is poisoned. Your brain is poisoned.
Yes, it is poisoned.
You had too many COVID vaccines.
Just the one. I feel like my arms are gonna fall off though. I probably have that great myocarditis in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, big heart. We got to talk about that in a future.
I never went to the doctor.
Oh, you God.
That's great.
Go to the doctor. All right. Fine. Goodbye.
Good day.